Hey everybody, my name is Sheikh Mia. I'm the Director of Communications here, and today we have an opportunity to talk to our wonderful kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Lisa Steen. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Now Lisa, you've been teaching elementary school here for almost 25 years now. It's hard to believe.
Yes, I know.
And even though virtual education has been around with us for 25 years, a lot of parents still have no idea what they're getting into when they enroll their child into a kindergarten program. So I was hoping that you'd be able to kind of explain a typical day with us.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I'd love to be able to help.
Wonderful. Okay, so the first question a lot of parents have is, all right, my child's in a virtual school. How does that change their morning routine at the very beginning? Talk me through what a 5-year-old's morning routine should be when they're in a virtual school.
All right. So just like in a brick and mortar building, they should be waking up around the same time. They should be getting dressed in the morning. They should be eating a healthy breakfast. It's really important for them to be able to have that routine in the morning because it helps them set their brain to a learning day and to help make it a successful day.
Okay, so your child, they did their morning routine, woke up, potty, ate their breakfast, got dressed. Now they're ready to start their school day. They're in front of their computer. What's the first thing they're doing?
They're going to log into Blackboard at the beginning of the day. From there, they can get into different resources, communicate with their teachers. They can do the online school, they can find their access to their other programs, but the most important part is where they log into their live classes so that they can come in, work with the teacher, and do their subjects through the day with their other classmates.
Okay, now you mentioned live classes, but we do have two different options. There's
Yes.
synchronous and asynchronous. Can you briefly go over what synchronous and asynchronous means?
Yes. So synchronous is where they work with the teacher, throughout the day doing their math, their English, their language, their science, their social studies, and the teacher will work with them and the parent assists after with any of their assignments that they need to do or if they're needing any little additional help getting some of the material that they need. For asynchronous, the students will work primarily with their learning coach at home, and then the teacher is used as a support system. So they will check in with the kid, making sure that the students are where they need to be and give them some assistance, but also give the parents assistance if they need any help with any of the materials that they're presenting.
Wonderful. Now, a lot of people don't realize, even though we're a virtual school, our kindergarten is a full day kindergarten.
Definitely.
With that being said, it's a full day kindergarten. What are some of the subjects that kids would cover, and how does that look?
Well, we have a full curriculum of English, which encompasses composition, writing, and phonics. We have math, we have science, we have history. There is also art, music, and PE.
Wonderful. Now, kids aren't staring at a computer screen the whole time. They have breaks between classes and sometimes during classes too. Can
Definitely.
you walk us through that?
So we usually will come together for various times with the whole group, and then the students will break into smaller groups to get some more individualized small group attention. And then with that, while the teacher is working with one class, the students will be working independently on their own on assignments that were given. So at that point, they're working, usually on their own, and learning coaches may be assisting if they have any questions. And then we all come back and, we just do that throughout the day. So they get lots of little breaks throughout the day, plus their independent time. They're not staring at the screen the whole time.
Now, my understanding too is that kindergartners do have a lunch time.
Yes.
But the lunch time, is that the same as if you parent has a child in an older grade as their time too?
Usually we keep the same lunchtime throughout the whole school system so that the family can come together, they can talk about what they're learning, answer any questions, see how they're feeling, and be able to have that nice family unit.
And I saw something about lab live classes. What is lab?
Lab is a time for the teacher to be able to, drill in on any subjects that might be needed. There's different things that they saw throughout the day. So, they will maybe work with a small group. They might work with a whole group. So it really varies from teacher to teacher, but it also varies throughout the week depending upon the needs of the students. But it helps us to be able to also, for those students who are achieving, to be able to challenge them a little bit more too. So it helps with the remediation and with the excelling.
So talk to me a little bit about the parent or learning coach. So learning coach could be grandparent, it could be aunt, uncle, what have you. Their role, especially when it comes to a kindergartner.
Well, it depending upon if they're synchronous or asynchronous, that it varies a lot. But in the synchronous program, they will help again with the assistance of the homework. We have kindergartners that are a little bumpy at times. So, I always say, if you could be around just to make sure, I can't be putting their hand on their shoulder to be able to make sure that they're at their seat. I can call them back. But, sometimes we need that parent in the room just to be able to make sure the students are doing what they need to do, having the supplies that they need. They're still in kindergarten. And then from there, during those break times, they might be able to help assist if a child's having any problems. We usually also have them, submitting the assignments, more of that administration things that, the students, again, in kindergarten can't, facilitate on their own. But most of the time, as the year progresses, we ask the students to do more and more to grow in their independence.
Wonderful. So speaking of that, with independence, they have their school day's done. What should a child expect once their school day is done, typically on a weekday? Is there homework? How does that work?
No, our day is wrapped up. By the time we're done school, they've done all of their individual assignments throughout the day. We usually do not ask for anything outside of our hours unless the student wasn't doing what they needed to be doing during that independent time. We ask sometimes, you might need to go ahead and finish that up. We also give Fridays to be able to have a little bit more open time to be able to finish up assignments that weren't completed if, something came up where the child needed some extra help.
And if a kindergartner, as you mentioned, sometimes, they're being introduced to school and things could be a little bumpy. What can a parent do if their child is having a little bit of trouble? Who can they reach out to? How can they be helped?
Definitely the teacher. We are monitoring things on our side, but as I tell my parents all the time, we can't see what's going on the other side. Maybe how much they're giving a pushback or how much additional help that you've given them. So we ask the parent to always communicate with the teacher. We can, remediate things. We can adjust what we are assigning. We can give them special help during lab period or individual time, being able to schedule some time to help them with a certain subject matter. Or if there is a problem where they might need some additional supports, we might be able to, implement some of those to be able to help assist them.
Awesome. Now, if there is someone who is thinking about this, to put their child into kindergarten with PA Virtual, what advice would you give them to look into before they started?
So before they start, make sure that, this is something that the whole family would, wants to do, making sure that you're ready for the commitment. It don't take it lightly and just, it does take parent involvement. So being able to understand that you're going to be able to make a commitment to the day with your child. It's not just sitting your child at a computer and when they're done their day, they sign off and there's nothing you had to do. We do need the parents. We have a partnership where they're assisting us, we're assisting you, and everybody's working together. So before you make a commitment, for our school, you definitely need to think about that. But you're doing a wonderful thing for your child, being able to help grow and learn as a family, and being able to be there for these foundation years is a really big thing.
Lisa, thank you so much for walking us through this.
Oh, my pleasure.
I greatly appreciate it. And for any of you out there, if this sounds like something that you are interested in, you can go to our website, pavirtual.com, and schedule some time to speak to someone at the school to learn a little bit more about what we offer for kindergarten, as well as there's a frequently asked questions portions as well. So we hope to hear from you if you're interested, and we would love to welcome you to our PA Virtual family.